Okay, I'm nearly hooked up again, just need to get the power on. Let's see if this is cured or motorboat in. Yeah, we're only drawing 330 milliamps now. Let's get it on. Remember which one's FM now.
A report today from the Institute for Fiscal Studies tried. The study shows how.
For you, but thank you for spending the time with us here on Radio 2, talking about the terrible murders, the Russell murders, the London murders as they're known, and whether it might have been Levi Belfield who committed them.
Sounds like we might have a dirty tuning capacitor on FM as well, but that has cured the motorboat in and the amp is looking good. Still got issues. Might have a loose connection here somewhere actually on the amp. Yeah, was it? Yeah, speaker plug, I think. So making brilliant contact there. Yeah. Okay. We got dodgy plug here by the looks of it as well. Okay. So, got to sort that plug out. Got to look at the tuning, FM tuning capacitor. This is the AM one over here. FM is a little tiny one over this side. I had one of these fail on a repair I did recently, and sort this volume switch out, volume on-off switch. So I'm going to set about that. Join me again in a minute. Okay, we're looking at the volume switch here. There we go, let's see if we can get that in the frame. So this is the volume control and the on-off switch combined. This is the switch contacts down the bottom here, and this is your 3 tap-ins for your potentiometer. So I've got 5 to desolder. It looks like these are wire wrapped as well, which is going to be a real pain in the neck. These are just poked through by the looks of it, but these look like they've been wrapped around. So I'm going to set to it, see how we get on. I'm not going to video that because at the end of the day it makes too much noise. But I'm just going to use my solder sucker to suck as much solder as I can off. And join me again in a minute and see how I get on. Okay, well that's all the wiring removed from it now. So we've got 3 lives going out, 2 coming in by the looks of it. And on the switch. Okay, well it's actually a 13mm socket. 14mm even. It's probably an Imperial one I expect, but I've got some of these long reach sockets which really help to get these volume pots and that out. Well worth investing in some if you haven't got any. So what I don't want to do is jumble these wires up, so I've got my 2 lives that side. I've got 3 lives that side. All together. That's my right hand. The right hand and the earth are together, and the other green one is there. So let's see if we can wiggle this one out. There he is. Right, time to get this one apart and have a look. Okay, well it's marked 47KB. It's got MATD1 on it, so it's obviously a 47K log pot, I would have thought, isn't it? Log, not linear. I think A is linear, B is log. I'm not sure, don't quote me on that. So we've got our potentiometer in this bit, that's our potentiometer, volume pot. And this on the bottom with the 2 pegs is our volume, sorry, is our on-off switch. It looks like not only has it got the clamps, but they've melted over these little pins as well. It's a pain. Why do they do that? Okay, let's get myself in a more comfy position and see if I can get the camera lined up in focus. Trying to stab myself in the finger. Stuck a cocktail stick in my thumb the other day. That living hurt, I tell you. To the bone. Oh, come on. That's that, those 2 free. Last tab there. Okay, so yeah. It's held in with these blimmin' plastic rivet things. It doesn't really matter getting rid of those. So what I'm going to do is just put a little bit of heat on there. I'm going to squish them out. Just using my thumbnail to lever them. Okay, what I've done, I've temporarily put the switch back on the potentiometer, but without the base plate on. This base plate obviously holds this white cam in place. So when you switch it round to turn it off, it's difficult to do this with it in pieces really, but basically it's no, I did this fine just now. Okay, so I think what had happened, it just come loose inside, because this cam basically pushes this spring piece away. Let me see if I can just get this back in again a minute. Okay, well this switch is pretty much knackered. I think the plastic piece in the middle, the little cam, is just worn with age. It's just not turning fully enough to open that contact. So it's on sort of maximum anti-clockwise now, which should be off, and it's just not operating that cam far enough. If I grab it with forceps and turn it round, I can switch it off that way, but you can see it's all broken in here, so I don't think I can save that. Yeah, it's this cam bit. It's that's why that bit's broken. Yeah, so it's actually not the switch, it's the actual plastic piece that comes out the back of the potentiometer was cracked. Me messing with it now has dropped off, but yeah, that sits in there. So that piece has had it. Shame. So I've got to get another potentiometer out of my scrap chassis. Right, well this is the replacement pot and switch. So you can hear that works fine. I've given it a squirt of deoxit in there. I did think about taking it apart, but I did take this one apart, and it's just a bit of a pain getting at it. So if it turns out to be scratchy, then it'll have to come apart, but I don't think it is. So let's get this one back in the radio, and join me in a minute, and we'll see if it works. Well, that's it all back in. Bit of a rat's nest of wire in that. I'm hoping I got them the right way around, because these green ones are intertwined with red ones and black ones. It's a right proper rat's nest of wiring, really. Got a little bit of burn back on the insulation, but at the end of the day, if you get it hot enough to solder to these tags, it's going to melt some of the sheathing. But that should be bang on. So time for a test.